My name is Roxanne Ocampo, but my students call me Quetzal Mama. I am a college admissions expert, passionate about helping students understand the college admissions process.
I'm also a doctoral fellow at UC San Diego in the Department of Education Studies.
I also write many books on college admissions, which you can find at Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
I'm also a practitioner, and I coach thousands of students across the U.S.
Most importantly, I'm also a mom. I help my own children earn admission to their dream schools, including all of the Ivy Leagues.
Welcome back to the Quetzal Mama College Admissions Community. Today's lesson, we're going to learn how to strategically select your high school classes. Our goals today are twofold. We're going to learn why course selection matters and how you can pick your courses strategically. For today's lesson, you'll need two things. You're going to need a pen or a pencil to take notes, but most importantly, you're going to need the course catalog for your high school. To find this, all you need to do is go to your district website, click on the high school that you either currently attend or that you plan on attending, and then you're going to want to look for the counseling department link. Click on that link and generally you're going to find the course catalog for your high school. You'll need to upload that PDF file and print it out or just view it. In our last lesson, we learned how to backward design or backward map 4 years of high school. In today's lesson, we're going to learn which types of classes you should enroll based on your college aspirations. So now we're going to look at your college aspirations. What are your college aspirations? This is important because there are different types of colleges in the United States, and depending on the type that you aspire to attend, that's going to dictate what type of high school classes you'll strategize taking. For example, in the United States, we have 5 types of college institutions. They're listed here: community colleges, state colleges, public, what we call Research 1 institutions, which are more competitive institutions that generally take the top 10% of high school graduates. For example, the University of California system or the University of Texas system. It also includes private colleges and Ivy League colleges. When selecting your high school curriculum, I want you to know that all courses are not equal. Admission officers are going to be looking at both your grade point average, which is your GPA, and the rigor or difficulty of your coursework. Admission officers are especially interested in the honors, AP, which stands for Advanced Placement, or IB courses. They're weighted, which means they're given extra points because they're more challenging compared to traditional courses. Now, why would colleges or universities be concerned with these challenging courses? They're concerned because they're looking for students who've challenged themselves academically. They're looking for students who are passionate about learning or passionate about a particular subject matter. These AP and IB courses demonstrate your ability to succeed in such a rigorous curriculum. And this could be for the college admissions folks a benchmark to determine whether or not you may or may not thrive at their campus. So now that you know that you're going to need to strategize your coursework, how do you know which courses to actually take? Now, remember that catalog we've been talking about. I'm going to need you to get that catalog and quickly go through it to identify the graduation requirements and the college prep requirements listed for your state and for your high school. Different states have different requirements to make their students college ready. So I'd like you to quickly look to see what your high school and your state requires. For example, in California, we refer to the college preparatory courses as the A through G requirements. But in the state of Texas or Massachusetts, they may be referred to in a different name. So you need to identify what those courses are. Now, remember we've been talking about how admissions officers reviewing students for a competitive college are going to want to see advanced placement or IB coursework. And you might be looking through your catalog and saying, you know what, my high school does not offer a comprehensive AP or IB program. Maybe you're homeschooled, or maybe you attend a charter school and your school just does not offer this. Don't worry. In our next lesson, we're going to talk about a strategy for students that do not have advanced placement, IB, or such programs, and how you can augment your academic profile. So don't worry about that. Now back to our catalog. So you're looking through the courses and you're now asking yourself, how do I know which courses to take? At this point, I'd like to introduce you to a Quetzal Mama strategy that I call the Big Four. And this is 4 simultaneous strategies that you will employ as a high school student throughout your 4 years of high school. Now, we already talked about the graduation requirements, so we've got a check mark there. And we've already talked about the college preparatory requirements, so we have a check mark there. But most students are not aware and do not become familiar with the following 2 items until it's generally too late. It's time for them to apply, it's their senior year of high school, and they're caught off guard by these 2 requirements. The next requirement has to do with students that want to attend a private or a competitive college where they may have their own requirements. And the last one is for discipline-specific requirements that many students completely overlook. Now, we're going to talk about this in just a moment, and I'm going to give you an example. We're going to pretend that UCLA is one of the schools that we're going to be applying to. This is going to be our sample campus. And we're going to use the Big Four strategy, and we're going to apply it to this with engineering as our intended major. We're going to look at a fictitious student named Marisol. And Marisol intends to major in chemical engineering at UCLA. So the first thing she's going to do is visit the undergraduate admissions page at UCLA. But more specifically, she's going to look at the School of Engineering and Applied Science since she's applying as an engineering major. Now, Marisol quickly learns that on this website, they're strongly encouraging students to take Math Level 2, SAT subject test, and either Biology M, Biology E, Chemistry, or Physics as additional SAT subject tests. Now, they're not saying that they're required, but they're, quote, strongly encouraged, end quote. Now, this is a tip-off for you students listening to this lesson. What this means is, although they're not telling you you must take these courses to gain admittance to our School of Engineering, they're asking that students are taking these particular subject tests, which are associated with certain coursework. So the tip to you is, what particular coursework is associated with these subject level tests so that you can take those courses and then take the accompanying exams so that you can be a more competitive candidate for a campus like UCLA. Now that we're at the last slide for today's lesson, I'm sure you're curious to know how you can get started on figuring out ways to strategize your own coursework within your own high school campus. So there's 5 things you're going to want to do. Number 1, first you're going to determine the type of college you'll pursue, because that's going to dictate the type of classes that you'll be taking. Number 2, you're going to start visiting some admissions web pages to see what types of courses or exams that these colleges recommend students complete to make them a competitive candidate. Number 3, you're going to go back to your high school catalog and you're going to map out the prerequisites that you need to take in order to take the required classes for college admission. Then you're going to look at your catalog and map out a test-taking strategy. And the last item, if your high school doesn't offer an AP program or an IB program, or just some of the classes that you're going to need, you need to augment your academic portfolio by devising an alternate strategy. That's the end of part 1, how to strategize your high school classes. In the next lesson, you're going to learn how to strategize the number of AP or IB courses you should take and what to do if your high school doesn't offer an AP or IB program.